Hey iKids! Building can be fun, especially when you are using your imagination. I am pretending that I am building a big boat. In our story today, God tells someone to build a boat. I wonder if you have heard this story before. Do you know the name of the man that God told to build a boat? Say it out loud if you do. We'll find out soon if you were right. But first, let's say our Bible verse. You knew I was going to say that, didn't you? It's Colossians 1:16. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by him and for him. Colossians 1:16. We remember that our verse tells us that all things have been created through Jesus and for Jesus. Jesus came to save people from sin. When we trust in Jesus, he saves us from the punishment of our sin. Last week, we learned about the first sin. God had told Adam and Eve that they could eat from every tree in the garden except for one. But they disobeyed God and ate fruit from the tree after God told them not to. Ever since then, nothing has been the same. When sin entered the world, it brought pain and punishment with it because sin separates us from God. Adam and Eve had children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Soon the earth was filled with many people, and all of them did exactly what Adam and Eve had done. They sinned. They chose to not do what God said. God saw that the people did mean things and thought bad thoughts. This made God very sad. God is holy. He could not allow this sin to continue. He was going to send a big flood to cover the whole world, but God showed favor to a man named Noah. Noah knew God and wanted to obey him and please him. God told Noah about his plan, and he told him to build an ark, a really big boat where Noah and his family and all kinds of animals would be safe from the flood. Noah obeyed God and began to build the ark just as God had told him. Noah built the ark for over 120 years. Raise your hand if you have ever done anything for over 120 years. No one? I didn't think so. I'm pretty sure no one watching this is 120 years old. So why did it take so long? Well, first of all, he couldn't just go to Home Depot or Lowe's and ask, hey, can I have all of your gopher wood? Do you guys even sell gopher wood? That's the kind of wood God told me to use. But if he did, can you imagine the look on the employees' faces after they asked Noah? What in the world do you need all this gopher wood for? Well, I'm going to build a huge boat because God is going to flood the earth. Yeah, okay. He's crazy. Let me explain for a moment that it had never rained before. So no one knew what rain was. Since it had never rained, obviously no one knew what a flood was either. So yeah, Noah probably sounded a lot crazy. His neighbors all made fun of him and probably tried to vandalize his construction site. Remember, the people on the earth were all wicked and sinful, so they weren't exactly being kind to Noah. After over 120 years, Noah finally finished building the ark. God told Noah to fill the ark with food for his family and for the animals. God sent every kind of animal to the ark, one girl animal and one boy animal. Noah, his family, and all the animals went inside the ark. Noah had warned everyone of God's plan and tried to get them to turn to God and be saved from the flood. But no one listens to Noah's warning. God closed the door to the ark, and soon it began to rain. It rained and rained and it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. That's longer than a month. Water covered all the earth, even the highest mountains. The ark floated on the water, and everyone inside the ark was safe. Finally, the rain stopped. God sent a wind to dry out the earth. The water went down and the ark rested on a mountaintop. Then God told Noah to bring his family and all the animals out of the ark. Noah gave an offering to thank God. God saved Noah, his family, and the animals from the flood. God told Noah's family to spread out and live in different places, to have children, and to take care of the earth. God promised Noah that he would never again send a flood to cover the whole earth. God put a rainbow in the clouds to be a reminder of his promise. God sent a flood to punish the world for sin, but God rescued Noah and his family. Later, God would send an even greater rescue. Jesus came to save people from their sin. When we trust in Jesus, he saves us from the punishment of our sin. I'm so glad Jesus came to rescue us.